Hello everyone, this is grade 5, module 6, lesson 14 homework. 1 says use the coordinate plane below to complete the following tasks. A says identify the locations of M and N. So we need to identify the points. So I'm going to go across the X first and then up the Y to get these. So I know that M is at 6 for the X, and it looks like it went up to 4. So 6 comma 4. N is at 3, because I came over to 3. It's on the 3 line, the x equals 3 line. And then it's going to go up to 6 on the y. So now we got to draw this. So I'm going to connect those. And I drew my segment on there. I know it says draw a line, but I can't get the arrows in on this. I'll give it a try now. So there's my arrows there to make it a line. And so A's done, B's done. C says plot the following coordinate pairs on the plane. I need to do 5, 7 for J and 8, 5 for K. So I'll do these in blue. So I'll go over 5, which is here, and then up to 7, which is there. So I'm going to stand on the 5 and get up to this point. And that's J. And then K is 8, which is to here. And then up to 5, which is there. And that's K. And then it says connect those to make those a line. Draw JK. Not just kidding, but JK. So here we go. So there's my line, and I'm going to add my arrows in. And now it says circle the relationship between line MN and line JK. And I can see that they definitely aren't perpendicular, which is what it's showing here. They don't make a 90-degree angle, and there's no intersection. So it has to be this one. They have to be parallel to each other because they're the same distance apart and they're never going to intersect or run into each other. And I could check that by going from M to N and then going from K to J using a right angle. And I know to get K to J, if I go 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, let's check M. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So I know that they're making the same right angle between those points. Now it says give the coordinates of a pair of points F and G such that FG is parallel to MN. So, well, we got it here. If I do, I'll put point F right there. I know that I have to go over 3, 1, 2, 3, and then up 2 to get to my point. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, and then up 2. Of course, it's going to run into that. I better do this in a different color so you can see it. And I'll do purple. So F is right there in purple, and then here is G. And it's because I did my 3 and then my 2, and I do those right down below. So I'll put a line through there now. And now the line's in there, and we can see that they're parallel because they're not going to touch, and I did make my right triangle for it. So it wants the coordinates for F and G. So those could be, you could have went up above M and N or J and K. I mean, you could put it anywhere on this grid as long as you know it's parallel. So your coordinates are probably going to look a little different than mine. So I'm going to get the coordinates of F. I know I'm over 6 and then up 1, 2. So 6, 2 is F. And then I'm going to start at the origin again. And I'm going to go to G now, which is right here. So I got to go 1, 2, 3 over on the X. And then it's going to go up to 1, 2, 3, 4 on the Y. So that's 3, 4. So there's my two coordinates there, and it says draw FG, and I already did because I wanted to make sure that it did look parallel. That was kind of my check for it. Let's go to page 2. And now on page 2 it says use the coordinate point below to complete the following tasks. And it looks like it's going to be about the same thing. So I want to identify the location of A and B and then draw them. So I'll put those in real quick. Looks like A is at 4 on the X because I got to do X first, then Y. And then it goes up to here, which is in between 3 and 4. So we got halves now. So that's going to be 3.5. So it looks like it's 4, 3.5. And now I'm going to do B, which is at 2 and 3. That was pretty easy. So I want to make sure that I always go along the X first and then go along the Y second. So I drew, I'm going to draw AB right now. I'm going to connect those. So there's my line AB. And then it says generate coordinate pairs for C and D such that AB is parallel to CD. So I'm going to look at B to A there, and I see I got to go to draw my right triangle. So now I got to count those, and I got to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then up 1. So I'm going to put B, or C, right down below B somewhere. And I'll do this in blue. I'll go back here. Just make it a little more challenging. So there's C. And I know I got to go over 4 and up 1 to get to A. So I'll go over 1, 2, 3, 4, and then up 1, and it should be right there. That should be D. Because it's going to make a right triangle. 4 this way, and 1 this way, and I did 4 this way and 1 this way. So I'm mimicking or duplicating my right triangle. So now I'm going to draw in that line, even though it's the next, it says it for D, and I'm not done with C yet. I want to draw it to make sure that it looks right. So there's my line. I drew it in, and now I want to go down and I'm going to get the coordinates for those pairs. So C, it's right here at 1.5 along the X and 1 on the Y. And then D is at 3.5 and 1.5. I can see that because I want to do X first, then Y. So 3.5, 1.5. And it's okay if you need a little more space to write yours. Now, for E, it says explain the pattern you used when generating coordinate pairs for C and D. I explained that pretty good. I made a right triangle with it, finding my 2 measurements, the 4 and then the 1, to get that. So F says give the coordinates of a point F such that AB and EF are parallel. So I got to put E in there at 2.5, 2.5. So I'm going to plot that in there, and I want to get a different color. So 2.5, 2.5. Here is E, and I know that I have to make sure that it's parallel to AB. And the easiest way to do that is to stick to my measurements. And I know I got to go over 4 and up 1. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then up 1. And right here is where F could go. And I'm going to draw my line in just so I can take a look at it and make sure it looks right. So there's my line drawn, and it looks right. And now I just need to get the coordinates for it. And I know that F is right here, so that's 4.5 on the X. And it's right here on the Y, so that's 3, so it's 4.5, 3. And I'll go down and put that in. So 4.5, comma 3. Then it says explain how you chose the coordinates for F. Well, that's after using my measurements of 4 and 1. So I'll leave that explanation up to you. I hope this helps. Thanks for watching. Good luck on the rest of your homework.